Good evening, dears, and welcome to A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, which is not a Christmas carol at all, but a novella. It was written by Uncle Charlie in 5 staves, or stanzas, in 1843. Hey, oh, you shouldn't really see us yet. Okay, boys, we are a little warmed up now. Are you ready to unfreeze a heart of ice with the flames of Christmas? Yeah, let's go! Tonight's cast are Ebenezer Scrooge, whose name has for good reasons become a synonym of an old miser. Don't be too hard on him, he's just found out that a heart keeps longer in the freezer. His employee, Bob Cratchit, is an underpaid and probably therefore small man with a huge family, of which we introduce at this point only Mrs. Cratchit and Tiny Tim, who is unfortunately a little sick. Then there is Scrooge's nephew, who is always laughing hysterically, and his wife. I never laugh. Furthermore, Scrooge's former partner, Jacob Marley, who's a little pale because he's been dead for 7 years and has all his valuables dangling from his neck, which can't be comfortable. There are some other supernatural visitors as well, who we don't introduce yet for reasons of suspense, as well as the honourable people of London. It is a late Christmas Eve afternoon in the middle of the 19th century. Scrooge is sitting in his office when his nephew dashes in. "Merry Christmas, Uncle!" "Ah, humbug! Now show a little Christmas spirit and eat with us tomorrow. Won't cost you anything." "Oh yes, my nerves." "Ah, Uncle, Merry Christmas!" "No, and a Happy New Year!" And when he's dashed out again, 2 people arrive who are even more annoying because they want money for the poor. "Excuse me, have the prisons and workhouses been abolished?" No, but that will do then. Bye." So he chucks them out, and then Cratchit wants to call it a day, which really spoils Scrooge's evening. "I'll be going, sir." "And tomorrow you want a day off, eh?" "But it's Christmas, sir." And Scrooge goes home and has a few hallucinations. "Ah, humbug!" Then, however, the ghost of Jacob Marley appears to him. "You must be a digestive disorder. What do you want?" "I'm here to warn you. Everybody has to care for everybody else, for if you don't do so in life, you'll get into real trouble after death. That's why you'll be haunted by 3 spirits tonight. Have fun." And he disappears. Scrooge is about to shout "Hamburger" after him when he sees loads of ghosts of rich people who, after death, have to wear their valuables as chains around their necks and suffer enormously from that. That's probably why Scrooge sinks into a comatose sleep until 1 o'clock, at which time, "Wah! Hello, I'm the ghost of Christmas past, let's go." And the ghost of Christmas past takes Scrooge into his own past. First of all, into his school, where he always had to spend Christmas on his own because everybody else had gone home to their families and only little Harry, Ebenezer, was alone. But one Christmas, his sister comes and goes, "Hey, Ebe, I'm taking you home with me. You'll never have to go back to the stupid school." "Wow, great! Oh, my sister was always so nice to me, and my nephew is her only child. I'm always so horrid to him," which is the first sign of him softening up. Then the ghost shows him an improvised Christmas ball at his old employer where they had such a good time. That was such a cool party. And when he's already unfrozen, he shows him his former fiancée, who goes, "Ebenezer, time to say goodbye. You don't need me anymore. You've got money instead." "No!" "Yes, bye." And to really turn the dagger in the wound, the ghost then shows Scrooge how happy she got later with her husband and her family. This is all tough stuff for Scrooge. He's taken back home, the ghost is gone, and he sinks into coma once again, but the next ghost is already queuing in his living room where he's making quite a mess. "Ah! Hello, I'm the ghost of Christmas present, let's go." And through the Christmassy streets of London, the ghost leads him to the Cratchits' place, where everything is already in place for the meagre, but for the Cratchits, fantastic Christmas dinner. Daddy comes home with Tiny Tim. They've been to church, probably to pray for a miracle, and Daddy goes, "Merry Christmas to all of us," and Tiny Tim goes, "God bless us, everyone." And at this point, even Scrooge has to weep like a girl and goes, "Tell me, Mr. Ghost, is he going to survive?" And the ghost goes, no. And Daddy Cratchit goes, "And now we toast to Mr. Scrooge's health." And the wife goes, "Are you mad, the old miser?" "Tut, not in front of the children, and it's Christmas." "Well then, only because it's Christmas." And after a short excursion to the Christmas celebrations performed by coal miners and lighthouse operators, the ghost takes him to his nephew's, where a happy Christmas party is in progress. They are just playing blind man's buff. "Only 5 more minutes." "Ah, ghost, are you all right?" For the ghost looks rather sick suddenly, and then Scrooge witnesses as 2 children, namely Ignorance and Want, very nearly devour the ghost, and Scrooge goes, "Help! Can't anybody take care of these monster children?" And the ghost hasn't lost his humor and goes, "Are there no prisons or workhouses?" "No!" The ghost has hardly disappeared when Scrooge is at home again, and a phantom haunts him. "Ah, you must be the ghost of Christmas yet to come, right?" but the phantom doesn't say anything and takes him to a really nasty corner of London, to a receiver of stolen goods, and an old hag comes in and goes, "Sir, I've taken this from the dead guy, including his bed curtains and his pillow, but he didn't deserve anything else." And Scrooge goes, "Who was the poor guy she's talking about so horridly?" And the ghost takes him and shows him the corpse. But Scrooge doesn't recognize him because he's covered and Scrooge can't uncover him. Doesn't anybody care about the poor guy's death? And the ghost shows him a poor woman. "Fuck, we're ruined!" "A miracle wife, the old miser is dead." "Oh, cool!" "That's not exactly what I meant." And they visit the Cratchits again, but there's no Christmas joy in the house at all, because Tiny Tim has died, and they all cry their eyes out, and Scrooge goes, "Tell me, Mr. Phantom, who was the dead one?" And for those of you who haven't got it by now, the ghost takes him to a graveyard where Scrooge deciphers, "Ebenezer Scrooge? No, ghost, this is really all going the wrong way. I see my faults, I'm going to change." And he wants to grab the phantom, but he's taken home and the ghost is gone. Back in his house, he is completely flabbergasted, overexcited and brainwashed, looks out of the window and finds that it is broad daylight and shouts, "What's the day today?" And some guy shouts back, "Christmas?" Sorry, here's money. And he chucks some money at him and goes, "Get the biggest turkey you can find and take it to the Cratchits, right?" And that is being done. Then Scrooge sets out for his nephew's, where now there's a real Christmas party going on. I mean, in the night he'd only seen a vision. And he knocks on the door and enters and goes, "Merry Christmas!" And the nephew goes, "Ah, Uncle!" And they celebrate Christmas together. On the next morning, he's in the office bright and early. "Ah! You're 10 minutes late, Cratchit." "No, please don't fire me, sir." "Ha! Got you, Cratchit. You'll get a pay rise and then we'll talk about ways to help your family." And with a slightly mad smile on his face, Scrooge henceforth becometh UNESCO Christmas ambassador. And this, dear congregation, was A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Vielen Dank.